Welcome back to the Old Bridge Tournament Expert Division Weekend Round Hole number 6. Here we are playing with a Luminary type ball, setting up for a Cat rough bump. The adjustment for the drive is P3 plus 15% max. Playing a full controlled overpower shot. You can play this with a P5 Wind 2 or even a Zerk. If you use a Zerk or a Wind 2 ball and you have high winds, you're going to need to add more backspin and you're going to need to add a little bit more curl for the increased wind push. So I tested this shot with a P5 Wind 2, and what I did was instead of 3 backspins, so the standard shot with a Luminary is 3 backspin, 2 right spin. With a Wind 2 ball, I used 3.2 backspin, 2 right spin, and I'll go over the increased curl you'll need. If you use a Zerk, I would recommend using 3.5 to 3.8 backspin, and you'll also need a little bit more curl. Of course, it depends. If you got low wind with your Zerk, 9.4 to 10, uh, it's not that bad. But if you get a high wind with a Zerk, then you'll need to add additional backspin. The problem with the Zerk is that it's a slight headwind on the approach, so you may end up pulling into a little bit of overpower, and you're definitely going to have to tweak the offsets a bit if you're working with a Zerk. But it is possible, and I did drop this with a P5 Wind 2 ball. So if you don't have luminaries, you can use those as options, and there is also a luminary in the shop right now. It's only one side spin, but you can increase the curl and tweak the offset for the approach if needed, if that's all you have. So we're starting with a P3 ball. At P3 max extension, APOC 5 and 6, you'll have 1/3 of the yellow ring in the right rough at P3 max extension. APOC 7, yellow ring touching the rough at P3 max extension, and APOC 8, you'll have 2/3 of the red ring in the rough at P3 max extension. Release, then switch to your P3 or switch to your luminary ball or your P5 ball. Then adjust P315 max. This is the standard curl for a luminary shot. This is the left side of the ball touching the inside the shot circle. If you use a P5 Wind 2, then I would recommend that you split the shot circle with the left side of the ball. So half a shot circle more right curl. And then if you're using a Zerk, I would recommend that you have the left side of the ball touching the outside of the shot circle instead of the inside. And of course, that is with the higher wind, right? Winds above 10.5, definitely above 11. So winds in the 10s, probably need 3.5 back. Winds in the 11, you probably need 4 backspin. Winds in the 10s, split the shot circle with the left side of the ball. Winds in the 11s, touch the outside of the shot circle with the left side of the ball. It's a full controlled overpower shot, no push up. We're looking to get all the way down close to the end of the fairway, 340 plus. The approach plays P5 minus 5% at slider. 3 top spin, 2 left spin is the standard spin set for this shot. If you have Cat 5 and 6, the tip of your ball guide needs to be 2.5 squares through the hole. If you have Cat 7, it needs to be 3 squares through the hole. And what I say squares, I mean lines. So lines long, right? 3 lines long or 2.5. And then what we're going to do is with spin set, you're going to have the right side of the ball guide touching the line, one line left of the pin. Three top, two left. Remember, it's P5 minus 5 at slider using the plus yards. This is what you want your ball guide to look like. The tip of the ball guide is 3 lines above the pin, and the right side of the ball guide is touching the line here, one line left of the pin. This is what it should look like. It shouldn't have a, it should be fairly straight here. Shouldn't be curled like this. If you got it curled like this, then you're set up too far left. All right. Second bounce should be on the fairway. No curl, no overpower needed here. The only thing I would take note of is if you get a more headwind angle, my recommendation is that you add 2 clicks of underpower. And that's based on a miss that I had where I landed high and came in too hot. So I missed it to the left. And that was in the headwind angle on the approach. And I believe it's because we're pulling over the hill instead of bouncing into the hill. We're bouncing on top of the hill and it's not slowing down the ball, right? So I know it's kind of counterintuitive to put underpower on a headwind shot, but it's being over adjusted. And so in the crosswind, you're adjusting to make up for the wind push. But when it's a headwind, it's actually over adjusted and it's pulling you too high up. And the first bounce is not landing into the upslope, it's landing on top of the little hill. And then it comes in too hot. So in the headwind angle, add a couple of clicks under power so that you don't come in too hot. And you have a good chance of dropping this one. The plus yard numbers, plus 10, 67, plus 11 is 70, plus 12, 72, plus 13 is 75, plus 14 is 77, plus 15 is 80, 16 is 82, 17, 85, 18, 87, plus 19 is 90, 20 92, 21 95, 22 is 97, 23 is 100. So practice this a couple times. Actually, a decent chance at a drop here if you can get all the setup correct. Hit perfect. Have a good chance at a drop. Good luck. Hope you get the drop. We'll see you on the next hole.